hockey and lose their meaning a little bit. I'm wondering what you think of the term, started slow or weren't ready to play, because people are saying that about the first periods in recent games.
Well, people including us. So that's the people are pretty accurate. We spent some time yesterday reviewing our starts over the past 5 games and how hard we had to work to get back into it. But you don't give yourself a chance to have success putting in first periods like we have. Not ready to play, slow to start. I think that's an individual thing, first of all. I think you've got to bring an energy and a passion to the beginning of the night. And you also have to believe that you're going to win, and you can't play uptight and wait for negative things to happen. We seem to get better once we get the crap out of the way and we fall behind and away we go. So that's not a good formula. We can be a good club. We will be a good club. Let's start that way and believe that way. And we've got them believing right now that they shouldn't fold their hand, that they have to stick with it. But maybe we've gone so far that way that we've omitted the beginning of the night. So there's a little bit of a focus on that, but that's individuals. That's collection forwards and D as far as pairs and lines. And then that's the group as a whole.
Is this team different with Matt Henderson in the lineup, and why?
I believe it is, and I don't know if it's, I don't think it's, with all due respect to Matt, I don't think it's getting much more skilled or anything like that, but the energy and the passion that this guy brings to the bench, he's vocal, but in the right way. He creates a little bit of a stir around the guys. You could sense it in practice yesterday, and I think our group needs that right now. We've got a quiet group. We need somebody to stir it a little bit, and Matty tends to do a very good job of that.
You got 4 defensemen tonight, 24 and under. Is that overkill, or most teams don't have 4 defensemen out of 6 that young?
Well, age is an interesting thing because it doesn't matter. You could be 93 or 15 as long as you can play and produce. The age isn't, obviously I'm exaggerating. You don't win with age. You don't coach with age. Each team is at a different phase of their development. Obviously, we would prefer to be a little bit younger than older because of where we are. There's some teams that are challenging right now for the Stanley Cup, and they may want to be a little bit older, but it's the production of the player himself versus the age. And we do have those young players playing tonight. We think they're capable of playing, but the group as a whole back there has to produce better. Our forwards have to do a better job of helping them, and that's what we're looking for.
Todd, I know you talked about him yesterday, but Connor McDavid, what is most impressed? Is he most impressed with both on and off the ice?
I've answered this a number of times. The human part of the game. Connor McDavid, the person, is second to none. He's a very respectful young man. He is astute. He's thinking the game ahead. He's a very great ambassador for his teammates, for the Oilers, for Edmonton, and for the game of hockey so far. And he's only, 12, 13 games into his career. I think our media people would probably tell you that when they spend time with him. He's exceptional that way. When you put him on the ice, he's got a skill set that is exceptional. We knew that, but his ability to advance night after night and figure things out has been very noticeable. He's gone from being a player to a catalyst, and he's done it in 12 or 13 games. I think he's garnered the attention of the opposition now too, which coincides with Nuge and Halsey kind of getting back on offense. They now have to make a decision which line they want to play their top pairs against, their top checking line against. So we've got those 2 lines going. We'd like to see the third and fourth find a way to contribute.
When he plays against a team like LA that's won Stanley Cups, and Chicago's coming, are you interested in your own team? Are you interested in how he handles playing against
I am, yeah.
a team like Taves, say if he happens to be playing against Taves in Chicago?
Yeah, and we're talking about the elite. Every team has an elite player or 2 that plays a certain role. Taves, Kopitar, they're very capable of offense, but they do a tremendous job of shutting players down. So we are anxious to see, curious to see how Nuge, how Connor, how Taylor, how a lot of our players present themselves in those situations. I watched some of the Chicago game last night, and they weren't afraid to have their fourth line on the ice against the skill. So that opens up Taves and some other guys to play against your third and fourth lines. I'm interested to see that if we get into that situation as well. But we're talking kind of down the road a little bit.
You seem to be getting more and more comfortable with Brandon Davidson and putting him in different situations. And obviously, his shot has been an impressive thing, but there's other things about his game that.
Yeah, his shot is one that's caught our eye over the last little bit, but we believe that was there in exhibition season. He just looks more and more confident. He's defending well. He doesn't show up in a lot of the chances against. Collectively he might, but individually, as far as airing, he's not there a lot. He's been able to provide us with some offense. I like that he's aggressive. I like that he wants to jump into the play and then wants to get back hard. I think at times we move the puck up and we just get stationary kind of in that rocking chair. We don't get up the ice, and he's going and then getting back. It kind of creates some speed from back there.
Was Darnell trying to do a little?
Darnell's trying to do that a little bit too. You saw that in Minnesota, his first goal. He's still, no, I care. I want him in the play. I want him to know that they have to be aggressive and, still be able to cover and get back.
Todd, sorry, just one last question I wanted to ask you. Not a new goalie, but a goalie who hasn't played for a few games, a defenseman who hasn't played for a bit, and Matt coming in. Coming off the last couple of defeats, don't mind that much change, especially because of the players that are coming in, to just maybe give the whole team a kickstart, or is that more than you would like to do?
Well, the goalie I'm not worried about because he was playing, as I mentioned yesterday, that was the plan, the schedule for him. So I'm not worried about him. He's been practicing, and one of the two play all the time, so no concern there. Obviously on the back end, bringing Griffin in, we still have a choice about that defenseman partner for him. I don't know that we want to bring two D-men back into the lineup. Griffin will play, so we'll make a decision on that later on. And Matty Hendricks, for all the reasons that we talked about here, I think our team needs that, especially with the starts. There's no guarantee it gets fixed because he's in the lineup, but our penalty kill was elite when he was involved in it. He was perhaps our best player through the first 3 or 4 games. And I also understand that he's been out for a while, and it's probably going to take a little time for him to get up to speed. But I think he's an important player right now for our group. He's a little bit of the glue.
They need one more night off as a veteran to sit and watch. One game playing.
I don't know what usual is. Like, is that the standard or? Yeah. Yeah, they do. But for all the circumstances we just talked about, we may have to make decisions the other way. Again, I think Mark Payne's going to be a very good player for us. Yeah.